Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the WCW Worldwide Review for the 13th of July, 2019 and 91. Awesome time, actually. 90 and 91 are years that I don't know a ton about because I didn't start watching WCW until 92. And believe it or not, finding stuff from those few years has been difficult. We open with Kip Fry talking about the stripping of the television champion or the world championship from Ric Flair, going into the Great American Bash in a couple of days, and Flair and Luger and Wyndham in a cage is now a sufficient replacement for the crowning of the new world champion. Of course, Luger walks away with the world championship at that point. Luger not happy about this. But then we go to an enhancement talent match. Diamond Dallas Page introducing the Diamond Stud. Diamond Stud is Razor Ramon, who starts with the WWF about a year later. Here though, he is easily proven to be wasted by the WCW brass, as he is up in the face of just about everybody that he needs to be in order to do well, and he manages punches, kicks, and chops. Basic stuff for Hall, and Hall, aka the Diamond Stud, manages to step over into a choke slam, among other things. Manages to get the dominance in his run here. Looks so young here in 1991. Not that he wasn't, obviously he was, but it's just amazing how even 5 years later in 95, 96, he looks so much older. It's just interesting how the road will own you literally. And Hall manages to use his power, walks over to the ropes, and hits a second rope Samoan drop backsplash type maneuver, and then hits what we later become to know the Diamond Death Drop, aka the Razor's Edge. And Hall, aka the Diamond Stud, looks like $1,000,000 here. Amazing to me that WCW missed him at the time, but they did, and I guess that turned out better for him, obviously, money-wise and prestige-wise. But still, amazing that they had somebody of that value and didn't get there. Hype for the upcoming Bash. Richard Morton, a.k.a. Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson going at it, among other things. Paulie Dangerously, a.k.a. Paul Heyman, doing the work for that. Wyndham talking about being the world champion. Luger talking about being the world champion. They added these in as Flair had literally quit the promotion less than 2 weeks before this, I believe. Somewhere between the 1st and 10th of July is the time frame in 1991 when Flair quit, and they are forced to come up for the main event, and the fans aren't happy with that. Eventually, we'll cover that here, but that's probably a ways off. PN News, aka Yo Baby, Yo, the Rap Master, is here, and they are trying to get him going. Grandma in the front row clapping along with the Rap Master, and kind of funny there, enjoying the run of it. He's obviously not the greatest in the ring, but trying to get something going with the fans. I believe Chris Sullivan is the enhancement talent here, or very close to it. Anyway, back elbows and other basic things by New, and he manages to get a couple of kicks, a couple of punches, and a splash, and then gets the win. Does PN News here at the time. More laying out of the Z-Man from previous programming by the Diamond Stud, hyping their match at the upcoming pay-per-view. Diamond Stud hypes that and basically said he's the man, no one's going to stop him, and ultimately Dallas Page does a good bit of talking for Scott Hall, which we obviously know he doesn't need later, but here, maybe he lacks the confidence, maybe they don't really think that he has it in him, but anyway. Stunning Steve Austin up next in an enhancement match with, I believe, Mike Thor or somebody of that general distinction. Austin still trying to find his way in WCW. Been here for less than a year at this point, and very basic match. But you can see the aggression, the assertion, the basics of what he's trying to accomplish. Super, super valuable in going forward in a meaningful way is good old Steve Austin, who is aggressive from the opening bell till the final bell here in WCW 1991. Lady Blossom, a.k.a. one of his wives and early valets, is here, and Austin actually pulls his opponent up a couple of times mid-match, giving him some extra credibility, creativity, and arrogance. Also a throw/takeover, pretty aggressive by Austin, who manages to hit the stun gun and get the victory. As we go into more of a battle, we see more highlights as Elegante, aka Giant Gonzalez, later in the WWF, is laid out by Kevin Sullivan and the one-man gang. Gang and Gante, I believe, end up moving towards a match at the Great American Bash 1991, but that's not a good thing for him. Mr. Hughes is here. Hughes had been doing the big cat character, but moving more towards something of greater value, this time a heel. Business suit, business slacks, and black patent suit, or black patent shoes and sunglasses here, wraparound style. Punch kick, clotheslines by Hughes. Hughes doesn't really get a whole lot of matches after this, as he does the bodyguarding for Luger for a good bit of time. Hughes apparently associated at the time with the York Foundation. I don't know how long that lasted, because I'm not familiar with this time frame, but can't have lasted very long, because the York Foundation had only formulated a couple of months before this. So, big shoulder tackle from Hughes, among other things, trying to get an advantage and trying to keep one as well. Cinches up on a inside chin lock, doesn't get all he wants, but does get enough. And the beating up of the Enhancement Talent post-match leads Robert Gibson to make his way down to the ring. Gibson, not exactly a happy person to be in that situation with former partner Ricky Morton. I don't believe Morton or Gibson is around too much longer after that run in mid-1991. They do come back for short, maybe a month or two, in 1992. The Hardliners, Dick Slater and Dick Murdoch, are up next, and not knowing much about the team, I do know they had a run with the Steiners at the time. Slater looking a little less haggard than his 1995-96 run a few years later, going to work on the arm of his Enhancement Talent opponent here. A couple of shots, almost punches like Terry Funk, and of course Slater did spend a good bit of time emulating Terry Funk. Dick Murdoch on the outside, been around at this point for 20-25 years, but managing to be pretty aggressive in this Enhancement Talent match. Doesn't get all he wants out of it, does get enough to get an advantage, and again they work over the arm, do Slater and Murdoch for the next several minutes, going into various submission-style holds, arm locks, and eventually getting an arm submission on the maneuver. And more of highlights from the Clash of the Champions before we close the program, but we do close the program on that note, and ultimately we'll be back with more right after this.